Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Minding Our Business podcast. I'm Razma D.
And I'm Dr. Khadijah. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I'm so happy to be back. Rasma, what have you been doing during this break, girl?
Oh, well, first off, I know we both celebrated a birthday last week.
Yes, Pisces season.
Yes, Pisces all the way. Pisces all the way. So, what did you do for your birthday?
I slept.
Yeah.
I've been I enjoyed a weekend in bed, legit, like in bed. Just like catching up on much needed sleep. It's been since I graduated, it's just been like nonstop, nonstop. So
Congratulations on that as well.
thank you. It's just been crazy. So I legit just like slept the whole weekend. And what about you? What did you do for your birthday?
I didn't do too much, just stayed in. The family just did something like a little surprise dinner for me, which was really awesome,
Oh,
nothing much.
oh, did the kids cook?
Yeah, well,
Did the kids?
they helped, but
Okay.
it was really nice. It was really nice. It was
That's
surprising.
nice.
It was cool.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, I'm excited to be back.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
know, right? So much has been going on. So much has been going on. So tell me. So I noticed that we both rebranded.
Yeah.
That's one thing. So tell me what's been going on with you.
So, because my schedule has gotten so overwhelming just with work and other things that I would like to do, I just couldn't find the time to crochet as much as I used to when I had a lot more free time. So, a friend of mine, my best friend, was just like, like if you need someone to throw some money in there and, create an Insta boutique, let me know. And I was like, oh, that's so awesome. Let's do that. So we joined forces and kind of rebranded Lily's Closet into Two Chicks. Um, and it's really an all-inclusive resort wear. So we're kind of building the brand from scratch. It's been very interesting. Switching kind of, still trying to keep a little bit of crochet in there, but not too much because I really don't want to crochet that much.
Oh,
I really don't. But it's also been really exciting to see how receptive people have been and the orders that have been coming in and people that supporting. So I mean, it's been crazy, but also like really good. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that. And I see you've got everything going on with the wigs.
oh
You
yeah,
do
I
your
know. But I have
videos
one question
now.
before we even go to me. So
Oh yeah.
is this still Lily's Closet, or is no more Lily's Closet?
No more Lily's
No more.
Closet. Lily's Closet is done. I
Okay.
actually needed to cancel that anyway because there's actually another company called Lily's Closet that sells clothing. So it was something that needed to be done. And I've been putting it out
Happening
there
for
in
a
the
reason.
universe. Yeah, I've been putting it out there in the universe. Like, all right, I need to rebrand. I need to change the name. I need to change the name. And this was actually something we manifested when we moved to Miami 5 years ago. We said
Okay.
that we would start a company, and it's just crazy how 5 years later here we are with this actual brand. So, um, yeah, like Lily's Closet is done. We Two Chicks is the thing now.
That's cute. I like the name, Two Chicks.
Yeah,
It's
thank
pretty
you.
catchy. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what's going on with you? How has your rebranding been?
Yeah, so I have rebranded as well. So basically, I've just changed up my content. What
Okay.
I've noticed is that I was offering a whole lot of stuff, and most of my orders was just in particular products. So I just wanted to focus more on that and not just start selling all types of random things.
Right.
But yeah, so little by little, as when my clients tell I listen to my clients. So
Right.
basically the things that they more request is the things that I will more offer,
Okay.
and that's just that. Yeah.
Yeah, I see you got the videos going. You're like,
Yeah,
first of
sure.
all, for someone who was like barely like understanding marketing and putting together content, like you are awesome. Like your content looks so good. Like
No,
your video,
thank you, thank
posting
you.
your videos with your hair dye tutorials and
Oh, thank
the
you.
process. And I'm like, oh wow. Like I sit there and watch it like I'm about to go buy a wig. Like, all right, I need to see how she's doing it so I could buy my next wig. But It looks
I took a
good.
little page out of your book. I took a little page out of your book.
It looks good, no, but kudos to you. It looks
Thank you.
really, really, really good. Really good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No
So
problem.
with Minding Our Business podcast, we are back on the scene, guys. So this month of March, we're going to be focusing on female entrepreneurs, women who's in business. You know, we honoring those women who open the door for us, and we just got to give tribute to those. So we gonna be speaking a lot to females who have businesses, and we're gonna network a lot and touch bases with them.
Yeah, I think it's important that we give these business owners their flowers while they're here, while they're still grinding, letting them know that we see y'all, we out here, we see you grinding, and we appreciate you and we love you. And we want you to keep pushing because we need more female entrepreneurs like ourselves out there to really just pave the way for others and motivate the up and coming women who have goals, who have visions, and let them know that it's possible. So why not spend a few weeks talking about these awesome women? So
Right.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the conversations we're going to have this month.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's so good.
So we're gonna be speaking to Melissa Pauline. She is the CEO and founder of Rejuvenate Wellness Clinic. So she's gonna be our first. She's gonna be our first
guest.
She's gonna be our first guest. So let's go, Melissa Pauline.
Hey guys. Just like she said, my name is Melissa Pauline. I'm located in Atlanta, Georgia. Nurse practitioner of the Wellness Clinic. I've been in the nursing field for almost 20 years now. At the Wellness Clinic, we provide IV hydration services. As of next month, we'll be adding on pain management, medical weight loss, and ketamine infusions.
Nice.
That's good. So what field of nursing do you practice in?
I practice so I'm double certified. I have my master's and postmasters in adult geriatric primary care and adult geriatric acute care. So I can either work in the primary care office settings or I can work in the hospital. Currently, right now, I work in the ICU taking care of COVID patients.
Oh, that's interesting.
And how has that experience been since COVID and maybe even now? Like how have you noticed the transition to be?
It's draining. It's really like in the beginning, it was like sheer chaos. And now it's just, you're just tired and just drained. Because in the beginning, we didn't really know what it was. We didn't really know how to treat it. We didn't really know how to protect ourselves. So it was kind of like, we're going back and forth. And I mean, I'm a provider in the ICU. So I'm intubating, putting them on a vent, talking to family, ordering medicines. I'm doing everything for the patients. And, in the beginning, at least we were doing something right because the patients were surviving. Then in the middle, it was just like you would put 10 people on a vent and they would last 2 weeks and then all 10 of them would die. So it's kind of been like a seesaw. It's been a back and forth situation. Right now, the numbers are actually coming down quite a bit. And I'm not sure if it's because of the vaccine or it's because, people are getting less symptoms or less, grave symptoms. But the ones that that have COVID that are sick are still really pretty sick. And not a lot of people are actually surviving the ICU course because they're so sick.
Oh my God. I can only imagine the impact this may have on your mental space. Just knowing that you have to walk into a door into the hospital and know that you might lose 5 to 10 patients within your shift. How have you been coping with, handling staying mentally sane throughout this entire period?
It's been hard. But I feel like I've been coping pretty well. I feel like a lot of the people I work with adults. I haven't had anybody really close to me affected. Of course, patients, but like family wise, friends, I haven't had anybody really, really close to me get to that point. I had COVID in June. I was in the hospital for 2 or 3 days. Can't remember, it was a blur. I never made it to the ICU. I was just on med surge, and I was able to be discharged home. And then I've been like back and forth with like some kind of symptoms. It's called long haulers. So sometimes just have these spells of just being really, really tired or dizzy. But so far I've been maintaining. I think that my mental hasn't really been affected as much as others because of the fact that I did suffer a loss, of one of my kids 3 years ago. So I think, when you
Oh,
go through
okay.
something like that, it's just like everything else is kind of, you know,
A little bit
you
easier
never
to navigate through.
correct. Yes.
So explain to us, how does the IV therapy, how does that work?
So the IV therapy, what it is it's just a bag of saline, a bag of fluids. And what I do is I go through a compounding pharmacy. And what we do is we add like magnesium, we add calcium, we add zinc, we add the B vitamin, all the vitamin B's, the B complexes, the B12, and we add vitamin C in it. And what it does is it helps. It's like you taking a one a day
Right.
multivitamin. But the difference between taking a pill and doing an IV treatment is because the vitamins are going straight through your bloodstream, and they don't have to go through your digestive system. So when you take a one a day pill, your body's really only absorbing about 40% of that pill. So you're not really getting all the nutrients and vitamins that you need. Your body is expecting to get more so of the nutrients from the food that you eat. And a lot of us are not healthy eaters. We eat on the run because we're either stressed or in the middle of something and we're rushing. So we don't really make the best food choices. But with the IV, it goes all that vitamins, you get 100% of the vitamins that your body needs right then and there. So it's immediate results. A lot of my patients just get up and immediately start feeling better. I explained to them that you still need to drink your water to stay hydrated. But at least when we know that you're getting the vitamins that you need. And honestly, you only need to do it at least like twice, every other week.
Oh, that's not
Okay.
bad. That's
Yeah,
not bad.
it's not, because every other week you're keeping your vitamin levels at bay. You keeping it at a steady pace versus, you starting from the bottom and it's empty. And then, okay. And then you have to bring them up. Right. If you do it every other week, then you just kind of keep it at an average, and therefore you won't feel as drained
Mhm.
and as sluggish as you normally would feel. People, they don't realize how they feel until they get an IV treatment. They're like, oh my God, like I can actually think better.
Yeah.
So it clears the mind, the brain fog. It helps with the energy levels. It helps with, just for you to get up and just get tasks done. And you don't realize how low it is until you get this drip and you're like, oh wow, I definitely see a difference.
Got it.
How have you been able to, get people in the door and let them know or spread awareness about these IV treatments? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people do not know that this exists.
Right.
I think I learned from like a party weekend, and someone was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to the hospital, get an IV, and then I'll be right back at the next party, like rejuvenated, ready to go. So
Right.
that's kind of how I learned about it. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people are not aware of these like IV treatments. So like, how have you been going about spreading awareness and getting people in your doors?
Definitely through social media, Instagram, Facebook, post ads. Um, just going around. I do a lot of pop-up shops at gyms, fitness
Oh,
centers.
Mhm.
Because of course, that's pretty much where the health nuts live, is in the
mhm.
gym. I go to like different juice bars, and I just like really network and talk to different people, because I mean, what I do doesn't necessarily have a target audience, because anybody can be my target audience. I do so many different things. Like, for example, I go to the gyms, and I also I promote, like, we have athletic performance drip, which helps with muscle recovery after working out. B12 shots for energy. I go and network with OBGYNs because I do antepartum IV hydration for pregnant patients that are dehydrated. And instead of them going to the ER for an IV drip, they can just call me and I come straight to their house and do that. I also, what else? Who else do I network in? I have immunity drips, which has like zinc in it, which helps with the boost your immune system. Myers cocktail, which is like our famous one. And that one is pretty much for anybody and everybody. So I just kind of network. I network with wedding planners for like the bachelorettes parties and the bachelor parties, when, they have a hangover, or even if the bachelorette party wants to do like beauty drips to help their skin and hair and nails grow and and have that glowing face, we do that also. So it's just like so many different things that you can do with the drip. It's not just one banana bag and that's it. Like there's so many different things that you can use it for.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't
that was
even
going to
know.
be my next question. Like, who benefits from the IV therapy? Yeah.
So many different people.
Yeah.
So many different people. And I think right now it's just, I think doing it during a pandemic makes people a lot more aware, more health conscious. And business has been great just by networking and talking to people. So I feel like, me talking and doing, different things and doing pop-up shops has definitely helped.
It's interesting how COVID has changed everyone's perspective on staying healthy, eating healthy, living a healthy lifestyle, because before that really wasn't a priority of many people. So it's interesting to see like we have like this big pandemic and people are starting to be a bit more health conscious. So that's great. To see people moving in that direction. And then you, of course, benefiting from that shift and everyone's
Right.
mentality. So that's good.
Although I wish they would have started earlier, but it is what it is. And
Better late
you
than
can,
never. Better
right, better late than
never.
never. And unfortunately it takes some of them, something grave to happen in order for them to kind of wake up and be like, oh man, I need to get going. I need to do this. I need to do that. So,
it sucks, but at least they're making that change. So I'm happy
right.
about that.
Right.
So in honor of Women History Month, we speaking to a lot of women who have businesses, and I'd like to ask you, being a nurse practitioner, I know it has to do, it still goes in hand, but what made you decide to have your own business and take that route?
Just wanted, and I would say for more work-life balance, but I figured that that's not a thing anymore. Because when you have your own business, like I'm actually working more than if I were clocking in and clocking out of somebody else's job. But I think it's the sheer satisfaction of doing what I do. And when you find something that you love doing, it doesn't ever feel like work. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's the truth. Like, I mean, I can go and sit in the office all day and get stuff done, but I know I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my family versus, me going to work and clocking in, clocking out, and, them telling you when you could take vacation time and when you can, be sick and when you cannot be sick. I've worked for several years for a company that didn't offer PTO. So pretty much I would have to literally schedule my sicknesses or schedule my vacations around my schedule. I work 7 on, 7 off. So if I were going on vacation, I had to wait for my week off. If I were, going to be sick, I either go to work sick or, switch with somebody or do something. And, at the end of the day, we're just a number. Because God forbid something would have happened to us, they'd be like, oh, she was so great. Send some flowers and then find somebody to fill your shift. And that's it. Whereas if you have your own business, you take the reins, you direct it the way that you want to direct it. And you know that at the end of the day, if I don't do this, it's not going to happen on its own. So, it's a different type of grind, but it's a fulfilling grind because you know that you're taking nothing and making it to something.
That's true.
That's amazing. I think because we all have our own businesses. So we know how tiring it may be trying to manage everything. And we do it because in the long run, we want to be able to live a very comfortable lifestyle. So right now we put in that work, we do what we got to do, because just in case, God forbid, our employer is like, all right, that's it, you're done, or something happens to us, we need to make sure that we can take care of us outside of that. And we can do something that also makes us happy and is fulfilling. So
Right.
we understand that, that struggle, that desire, but it's tough, but we keep on pushing.
If anyone wants to, if anyone comes to Atlanta, how do they reach out? Or, you know, if they want to get any type of the IV therapy, how do they contact Rejuvenate?
They can go on my website, www.rejuvenateyouwellness.com. They can find me on social media. So I'm on Instagram at Rejuvenate You Wellness Clinic, and I'm on Facebook at Rejuvenate You Wellness. Or they can just call 678-979-3905. And they can always go online, see what I offer, and book from there.
Gotcha. Okay, so thank you, Melissa, for joining us and Minding Our Business podcast. Until
No problem.
next time, see you later.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Melissa.
All right. Bye.
Sonic Exposure Beats.